Hello everyone, welcome to this tutorial on how to render an RDLC report in an ASP.NET Web Forms application. In this video, I'll show you how to render an RDLC report in your web application using the ASP.NET Web Forms Report Viewer control and bind a data source in a Web API controller. RDLC stands for Report Definition Language Client-Side. RDLC reports enable users to create and render reports directly within .NET applications, eliminating the need for a report server. RDLC files include layout and data binding logic, allowing dynamic and interactive data presentation. They support viewing local reports using JSON arrays or custom business object collections. Key advantages include no server dependencies, a flexible designer, interactive features like drill-through and sorting options, and easy development. I've already designed a report named productdetails.rdlc, which I'll use for this example. Let's get started. Open Visual Studio 2022 and click Create a new project. Select ASP.NET Web Application.NET Framework, and then Next. I'll name my application Report Viewer Web Forms and select Create. The Create a New Web Application dialog will open. Select Web Forms and enable the Web API checkbox. I click Create. The ASP.NET Web Forms application will be created. Next, to install the necessary NuGet packages, right-click the project and choose Manage NuGet Packages. In the Browse tab, search for the boldreports.web package and install it in your Web Forms application. Then install the boldreports.webforms package. And boldreports.javascript packages. The boldreports.web package creates Web API services to process the reports. The boldreports.webforms package contains HTML helpers to create a client-side report viewer control, while the boldreports.javascript package contains reporting components, scripts, and style sheets. The dependent packages will be automatically installed. Next, to register the namespace, open the web.config file from the Views folder. Add the boldreports.mvc assembly reference to the system.web pages. Next, to reference scripts and style sheets, open the site.master file and add the necessary references to the scripts. Next, create a folder named Resources in the application root folder of the application. I've added the Product Details RDLC report to the Resources folder. To bind data sources to the report, create a productlist.cs file in the application root folder to handle the business object data collection used in the report. Then add the necessary using statement and add data collection to the class file. Next, we'll need to configure the Web API service to process RDLC report files. Create a new controller file named reportviewercontroller.cs within the controllers folder. In the Report Viewer controller, add the following statement. The boldreports.web.reportviewer namespace provides access to classes, interfaces, and methods necessary for rendering and interacting with reports in a web application. Inherit the iReport controller interface. Then implement the following methods. Add the post-report-action method, which posts the request in the report process. Implement the getResource method to retrieve images used in the report from the server. Implement the onInitReport options method, which the report helper invokes when a report is about to be processed. Lastly, add the onReportLoaded method, which the report helper invokes when a report and subreport start loading for rendering. In the onInitReport option method, I set the processing mode property to local, which means the report is processed locally. Here, I'm going to load the report as stream. To do that, I create a variable named basePath and combine the folder path value that has the report with the path set from the default .aspx page. Next, I create an instance for the file stream and assign the file path to it. I create a memory stream and copy the file stream value in it. Then I assign the report stream value to the report option.reportModel.stream variable. Lastly, I add the data value collection to the data source value. Here, the name is case sensitive and should be the same as the data source name in the report definition. The value accepts the list, dataset, and data table inputs. Next, let's add routing information. To include the action name in the URL, open the Web API config.cs file and change the route template in the register method. Next, to set the report service URL and the report path in the application, open the default .aspx page. Then I add the necessary code snippet. Then I initialize the report viewer. And set the report service URL. This URL specifies the Web API service URL. Add the report path for the report that needs to be loaded. The productdetails.rdlc file was already placed within the application, and I'll be using its report path for this demo. Lastly, register the license token to remove the license validation error message. Now everything is ready to render the RDLC report from the ASP.NET Web Forms application. Let's run the ASP.NET Web Forms application. As you can see, the productdetails.rdlc report has been rendered with the configured data binding collection. In this video, I've shown you how to embed an RDLC report in an ASP.NET Web Forms application, bind a data source to an RDLC report using a Web API controller, and render the report from the server side. If you found this video useful, please click the like button and subscribe to our channel to watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.